So this 5 days is about marketing, and we're just going to focus on that as a unit. Obviously, a business has many elements, but I think marketing is very important, and I think it's quite often overlooked by a lot of property businesses. So it's certainly one thing that I've used a lot to build my business, and it's certainly helped get to where I am today. And hopefully the idea is to help you guys get to where you want to go as well. So what I'm going to do is I always have to move this little thing around. I've actually got still got people coming in. I've got a workbook for you all, which is going to cover off for the next 5 days. I'm going to drop the link to that in the chat now. So if you want to download it, and then if you want to print it off, make a copy of it, it should just give you a good flow for the week, and hopefully give you some good little tips and keep you on track with everything that you want to do. So the idea today is to just kind of lay the groundwork and give you a bit of a plan for the business for the next 5 days, which kind of giving you, which ultimately helps you scale your property business as fast as you possibly can. I think one thing that is true is if you show up daily and you hit consistent actions, you get results. And if you take that on board and you execute that, no matter what's going on around you, then you'll get the results that you need. If you go around in circles and you're constantly looking for, the next quickest thing to get some cash in, and you try something for 2 weeks and then it dies off, you try something else for 3 weeks and that doesn't necessarily work, you get a bit of success with something else for a couple of weeks, then it's not going to serve you in the long term. A lot of the marketing that I did in the initial phases of setting the business up, I got fuck all back from it. Like no results at all, or very little results. But I knew what the game plan was, I knew what the end outcome was, and I continued to do the same actions time and time and time again. Obviously, there was pockets of wins, and I think that's what everyone experiences. They get the little pockets of wins, but that's not good enough to scale to the massive numbers that most people want to get to. You have to have a consistent strategy, and you've got to be consistent with your pipeline to be able to get to where you want to be. So it's really important that whatever you take away from our time together over the next week, that if you think it's going to make a difference to your business, which it will, commit to it. And don't just commit to it for 3 weeks, commit to it for the next 12 months and just see what difference it makes by just committing every single day, tiny little bit for the next 12 months. I'll give you a example of this. And this is where, you can always achieve something if you just commit. So, bit of a plug here, but why not? It's my show. This book that I've recently written, let me just get this back up. So my book that I wrote, I did this whilst I was in my rest sessions at the gym. I made a commitment to myself that I was going to do it. I'm busy just like us all, time seems to be a big factor that stops people doing things, but really time's just an excuse. You can all find pockets of time. So I figured out that I was wasting at least 15 to 20 minutes whilst I was in the gym, resting, waiting for my next set. So I decided that I could use that time, 60 seconds, 90 seconds here, 120 seconds there, 60 seconds as you're in between reps, to write a book. So I wrote on my Google Docs whilst I was resting, and I lifted weights when I was meant to be taking action on that side of things. So when people say they haven't got time to do anything, that just doesn't resonate with me. So if you are committed to something, if you want something enough, you'll create the time to achieve it. And if you can't create the time, then you're not committed enough. So the human body only needs 6 hours to sleep. So that's all you need. there's still hundreds of hours left in your week after that to be able to build a property business up. So that's just an example of being committed to something every single day until it was finished. It took me about 3.5 months, but I committed every single day. I went to the gym, which was more than likely 6 or 7 times a week. And every single time I was in my rest phases, I wrote a book. So that's how you can take commitment to the next level and get to where you want to be. So my story is relevant in that fact that I'm trying to get over the point that anybody can achieve anything they want, as long as you learn from what you're doing, learn from other people or where you want to be, and commit to achieving it, you know, and don't take, and just excuses just need to go out of your language. And if you do that, you'll get the results, you know. So money's not an issue, time's not an issue. The fact that you can't sell is not an issue. The fact that you haven't got confidence to go on viewings isn't an issue. You know, if you just execute and just take the bull by the horns and just move forward, you'll get to where you need to be. And you'll also overcome all those fears, because doing something time and time again gets rid of the fears, because you get more and more confident in what you're doing. Because in this game, there isn't actually that much to it. It's a very, very simple process. It's a very simple business. And there's not actually that many moving parts to it. You just put it together and be consistent with it. And over time, it creates not only good results, great results. And it can be very, very quick, especially with the strategies such as rent to rent to SA, lease options. You know, we can agree a rent to rent deal today, and we can be operating it in the next couple of days, and it can be cash flowing. So we're not having to wait months for conveyancing and, you know, lenders and things like that. You can move very quickly with this industry, and you can get quick experience, and it's fantastic once you get going. So obviously we've got an abundance of levels here tonight, and everyone is obviously just looking for a bit more to get into that next level. So hopefully that you will pick something up from this. So if everyone just pop in the chat how long they have, how long they've been doing this for, if you don't mind, just quick, like number of years or months even, and just get a flavor for kind of how long everyone's been doing things. 6 months, just starting, 18 months, brand new, 8 months, 3 months, 9 months, 3 years. First they say in June, 1 year, 3 months. Awesome. So we've got a good range. Same sub 18 months seems to be, and quite a few newbies getting set up. So plenty of good stuff here for you. Plenty of good stuff. Let me just. So in terms of the agenda this week, we're going to run over kind of how to get set up a bit today, and how I think you need to be treating each channel that you market in. And I think that's very important, because I see a lot of people posting the same stuff in the same channel, and each channel has its own audience, and you need to treat it differently. And each channel, I'll kind of explain it in a bit. If you're not getting your message out there, you're probably banging your head against a brick wall. So that's kind of what we're going to do today. In terms of tomorrow, we're going to look at who do we serve and what problems do we solve. And having that mindset is how you really get a lot of good traction in your marketing. On day 3, we are going to be looking at how we do things right to keep your pipeline full and ensure that we find deals. Because ultimately, most years seem to be in that sub 18-month phase where you probably got a couple of units, maybe a handful at best, and you're looking to get more deals. And ultimately, a property business can only grow if it's acquiring more and more every single time. Because a property even ran on a super rent strategy, it only has a shelf of it has a top end of how much you can earn from it, whether that be rent to rent, whether it be a HMO and you're getting $3,000 a month out of it. That's fine and that's great, but unless you get another unit, you're not going to get any more cash flow into your business. more than likely your cash flow will go down because you'll have void months and things like that. So you've got to get more units. Everything in the business has to be about acquiring units. And that's one of the main things that I tend to focus on is, I'm not a massive fan of just soaking up loads of knowledge and doing nothing. Anybody that's kind of worked with me before will understand we're just all about implementation. So get the information you need and then take action. There's no point sitting here for 5 days and doing nothing with this information. There's no point sitting here tonight and doing nothing with the information. So make sure that what we do, you take action with it, because the action will lead to the results. On day 4, we're going to look at how we create a brand that brings leads to you. A lot of us will be chasing the chase at the minute. We're doing a lot of the work. We're having to go out and do all the prospecting. We're going to have to go out and find the deals, which is still always going to form part of your business. But as you get better at building your brand and your awareness, then the leads start to come to you. People, quite often on a weekly basis, we get emails, we get phone calls, we get messages on Facebook, can you help with X, Y, Z? Do you do this? Can you help with that? And that's from building the brand over time. So we're going to look at that on day 4. And then on day 5, I'm going to show you how you can become a portfolio investor within 90 days. I'm going to show you how you can get 5 deals at least within the next 90 days. Because for me, if you're not picking up a deal a month, I think you've got something missing in your setup. I do generally think you should be picking up a minimum of a deal a month. I think that's quite easy to do, no matter what limitations you think you might have. So if you're not doing that, if you've been, quite a lot of you on there plugging away for 6 months, 18 months, 12 months, if you haven't got 12 deals, 18 deals, 6 deals, there's something fundamentally wrong. And we need to try and fix that and kick on and move forward. So at the end of the week, I'm going to choose, I'm not going to pick someone by random. There is going to be a scholarship onto the mentor program for whoever has shown the most commitment. Now, I only want to work with people that are going to get results. And I've got no interest in working with people who aren't committed. So I want to invest my time and effort into people that are committed. And that's who the scholarship will go to. Now, there has been an account on UpViral. I don't know, most of you seem to have signed up for it and have been sharing stuff and collecting points. And some of you have done an awesome job at that. And those points are going to go towards the end total. So well done for that. And you can still get people and get points into the program by, getting people to come on the webinars for the next few days, that sort of stuff. So don't stop doing that. And then there's going to be some homework assignments every night this week, just fairly simple stuff. But those that do not do the homework will forfeit the scholarship. So you have to complete every homework assignment, and also engagement in the 7-figure group throughout the week. And also engagement in these webinars is going to be judged as well. So as I said earlier, I want to work with committed people. If you're committed to getting a one-to-one scholarship, then show me some commitment, and you might just win it on Friday, and then we'll work together for the next 90 days. We'll plan out the balance of 2020, and we'll plan out a successful 2021, and we'll make sure you get at least 5 or so properties set up in that time frame. So let me just come off this slide a second. Still got people piling in here. Better late than never, I guess. Okay, so.
Hi, Ryan.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Ryan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Could you just, we'll come to some questions and stuff later on. If you can just mute yourselves for now, if that's all right.
This is Rubaid Khan.
There we go. So what I want to do is I Has everyone downloaded the workbook? Just chat. Just hit one in the chat and let if you've managed to get the workbook working. No, not yet. No. Okay. If you want the workbook, it's at the top of the chat. Links further up. I will drop it in. There we go. I'll drop it in again just in case you joined the chat late. So the workbook will serve you through the week. I'm going to drop this in as well. So this is your business setup checklist. And let me just change the permissions on this. So make sure that you hit file and make a copy on this before you actually start editing it, because if not, you will, well, basically you'll fuck the file up and everyone else will have to not be able to get what they need out of it. So in terms of how I think you should set your business up so you can market properly, this is kind of what I'm going to go through. So the checklist is literally just a checklist. Go through these actions and set your business up properly. When you've done it, just right click and stick a tick in the box, and then you can know you've done it. So first and foremost, website. Too many people pay too much attention to websites. I've got an all singing, all dancing website, and apart from it being a show home, I don't think it actually generates that many leads. We get a few, but we don't get loads. It's, you know, so what I don't want is like loads of people to be spending so much time on building a website. And it just, for me, it serves a purpose as somebody that when they click on your Facebook profile, they're going to then want to more than likely check you out. Or say if you've been on a viewing and you mention your business, they're more than likely going to say if you've got a website. All you need is just that sort of tick box of, okay, right, he's got a website. Or, you know, that's all it is. You know, they're not going to, everything we do is through Facebook. It's all generic stuff. And there's, you know, we used to do paid ads, and I still do a bit of paid ads now, but nothing major. Every now and then. Test a few things out, but most of the stuff we're doing now is generic, and you know, apart from time invested, means that there's no financial spend. So all you need on a website is just your services and maybe a bit about you in a picture. You could even have a holding page from WordPress. Get someone for $5 to set you one up, save a bit of time. So don't spend time on it. Register a domain, set an email address up for that domain. This might sound like common sense to most people. There are some, you know, newbies in here, but I think it's a good idea to run over it. Do not email people from @gmail.com, @hotmail.com if you're trying to come across as a professional person. If you're wanting to try and deal with landlords and build a trust that you want to get into their property and use their £300,000 asset for an Airbnb service, coming from an @gmail.com email address probably isn't the best way. So just have a think about how you're presenting yourself. That's all your website and your email address is. And, you know, just get one set up. Enough on that, because I don't want to spend too much time on it. Now, in terms of Facebook, you've got two avenues here. So you've got Facebook profile and you've got your Facebook page. Now, most people will engage with a profile over a page. And, you know, I say this all the time, but get rid of anybody on your Facebook profile that is not gonna bring you money, JV partner with you, get you a property, either rent you a property or find you a property deal, or add any value to your business. People need to stop thinking of Facebook as a social platform. You haven't got time to, if you want to build a business around another job specifically, you haven't got time to be fucking about on Facebook, on social media, doing whatever people do on social media. Like, this needs to be classed as a business Facebook. You don't even need two Facebook profiles, all right? You don't need a personal Facebook profile, honestly. Like, you don't. If you want to go to your friends, go see your friends, right? Facebook and any online community, Instagrams, LinkedIn's, everything, they are business marketing tools. And if you treat them as such, you'll get so much more out of them than treating them as a personal interaction tool. So get everything cleaned up first and foremost. So your Facebook profile is your personality behind the business. So as it says here, remove any connections that will never bring money into your business. You only get 5,000 connections on a Facebook profile. You want to try and maximize your 5,000 connections as quickly as you possibly can, but they all want to be people that are relevant and are going to bring money into your business or add value to your business. Can everyone hear me okay? Just put one in the chat. Yeah, okay, cool. So set your profile to public so that everybody can see anything you post. Get everything public. You want everybody to be able to search you. You want everyone to be able to see what you're posting. And on this, you might then need to clean your Facebook up. You know, if maybe you like spraying champagne at pool parties and, you know, doing all that sort of good stuff, then you might want to just take that off your profile. If you are and this is a bit of a Marmite subject, and probably quite a high topic right now. I know I've had a bit of a rant every now and then, but I try and rein it in. If you're quite political on your Facebook profile, just know this. A lot of people will not agree with your political opinions. So do you want that to prevent you moving your business forward? And it's just something to really think about. You know, you can have your opinions, fair enough. And I think some people like that, but at the same time, the people that might be sat on the fence, that might tip them the wrong way, as opposed to not just having that and then they might tip the right way. So for me, I try and keep everything business related, and, you know, only if I really feel that I want to post something, I'll post something. But try and just think about how you're presenting yourself on Facebook, because this is your personality. Set your profile to public. Most of you will probably work with Canva, but if you don't, it's basically a editing tool, and the editing tool will then, it's dead easy. You can like create all sorts of graphics and then like professional looking adverts. You can even like type in Facebook banner and it'll create the right size, and then create a banner with a clickable link to your flow page. I'm going to come on to flow pages later on, but what you have is when you click in your banner, in the edit description box, you can put your flow page link. So whenever, and you can have sort of like click here on your banner. So people actually click it, it brings them to the back end and then take them to your flow page. Your flow page is basically where all your links are going to be stored, so that you can then divert people to where you need them to go. So it could be a chatbot, it could be a website, it could be a Google form to fill an application in, or whatever it might be. In your bio, you have, again, just fairly simple what you do and a link to your flow page. If anybody doesn't know what flow page is, at the end of this, there is a bit here, which we're going to go through it. It's magic what you can do with flow page, to be fair, and it gets so much attention. Your feature image is designed to attract people into your service. So make sure that your image, you got to remember that every bit of activity that you do on Facebook, people are going to naturally, especially if you've got a public profile, they're going to click to say, I want to know more. Who is this person? And when they click on your profile, bam, you know, if you want a good example, I mean, just jump on my profile, you know, and you'll see my banner, you'll see my feature image, you'll see my flow page, you know, and that kind of links everything together. So people can then use that like a website. And for me, this is more important than any website, which is kind of why I skipped over the website bit, because you can get so much more out of this than you can get out of any website in the short term. Direct to your flow page, link with an arrow, and that's from your featured image. And then add the relevant connections. So relevant connections, we're going to come on to finding your right avatar tomorrow, and that will make it a bit clearer about who your relevant connections are. But once we do discover that, then you want to be adding these people into your world on Facebook, and then you engage with them, and then hopefully they lead to an enhancement in your business in one form or another. Does that all make sense? Just one in the chat if it does. If anyone's got any questions about that, just quick, I'll take a couple of quick questions. Just type them in the chat. Oh, good. Happy days. Leverage tip. I'm all about leverage. As is the Facebook, the private one or the business one? Not quite sure what you mean by that. It's your Facebook profile, and it should be set to public. I'm all about leverage, and the more that you start thinking of people that can do these type of tasks for you, the sooner you can scale, because you can focus on bringing money into business. Now, I appreciate a lot of you might be at a stage where cash flow might be minimal, or you're doing this yourself to get it going. But the sooner you can start leveraging other people to do administration tasks, marketing tasks, then the sooner your business will grow, or the quicker your business will grow. So just think about, employing overseas VAs, and adding people into your world. Your Facebook page is an extension of your show home. So your show home for me is your website, your Facebook profile, and then your Facebook page. Now, your page is probably more business orientated than your profile will be, but at the beginning, you're going to get a lot more traction on your Facebook profile. But you can scale a Facebook profile a hell of a lot quicker in terms of connections than you can a Facebook page. Like, that is an absolute guarantee. So scale your Facebook, focus on your Facebook profile, and just be building your Facebook page away in the background. Good thing you can do is, when you've got your Facebook profile connections, you can invite them to your page. So it kind of like helps you boost your page a bit. And then the content should differ. So the profiles where I live most of my time on, and the pages, we still do quite a lot on the page. We're still there every day posting stuff, but it's more business related content. So as opposed to a bit of mixture of business, personal experiences, successes, wins, losses, property setups, whatever it might be. Just there's a lot more goes on the profile, because you can engage easier on the profile. And Facebook is all about engagement. So it's a intimacy platform. It wants to see people interacting with each other. You're probably all here because you start seeing a lot of my stuff, and it's probably because you originally interacted with a post somewhere. And then if I got you into direct messenger, Facebook now thinks we're, wanting to have an affair and get together. So it decides it wants to show more and more of our content together. So if you've been in direct messenger with me, you'll notice that my next post pretty much pops up in your feed. That's how Facebook works. So you got to try and get people to interact with your profile, then your content starts getting shown to them more and more and more. Facebook ain't going to show all my content to 5,000 people. They're not that generous. They're a paid platform. They're $1 billion company. They're not going to just go, put a post out and 5,000 people can see it. I'll be lucky if I get 5%. So you've got to get people engaging with your stuff. So again, a bit like your profile, create a banner, create your bio or your flow page. It's the same flow page for all your stuff. Put your company contact details, including your number. And again, invite all your connections from your Facebook profile. So dead easy, get set up properly, make yourself look presentable. Imagine that you have this is your show home. So, if we were setting up a kitchen factory or a kitchen show home, like, what would we do? We'd have the front windows, cleaned every week. We'd have the display absolutely spotless. We'd look presentable when anyone wants to walk past. Should your page banner be the same as your profile banner? No, similar, but not the same. I think just subtle differences. And you should also be changing your banners a lot. Every 30 days or so, 45 days, just different content. Every time you change your banner, it goes into your feed. Your feed goes to the people that are engaging with you. Could just be that one thing that takes, So marketing's an ever-moving thing. It's changing so fast. What I did 2 years ago is totally different to what I do now. What I did 4 years ago is massively different to what I do now. What I did 3 months ago is different to what I do now. So it's constantly evolving, and you've got to move with it. How often does Facebook change their layout these days? They used to do that like once every 5 years. Now it's like probably once every few months, every 6 months. They keep changing stuff, updating it, getting it better and better. So always be, you've got to be doing the same for your business as well. we've got to start thinking as property businesses like, not like the dinosaur business that most people probably think they are, you know, where you just go and drop into an estate agent with some biscuits and all of a sudden you start chatting property and you get some deals. It's a lot more complex than that now, but for me, I think it's a lot more fun. You know, it's like a business. So Instagram is your reality TV show. That's kind of the best way to explain it. This is basically where you show off a bit, and you know, you show what you're doing. You're out and about on your viewings. You do your reels. You have chuck a bit of personality in there with your family, and you know, just try and get your connections up on Instagram as quick as you can. There's two ways to do it, and I think, well, there's two ways to do it. So you've got your follow back strategy. So basically you follow a load of accounts that are relevant and you might want them to follow back to you. And that's one way to boost your numbers up. You can only add about 125 people a day before you get kicked off, or before they'll stop you adding people for 24 hours. Or you can do it the right way, which is basically you get up to 30 hashtags for every post. Use all 30 hashtags and make sure that they're relevant keywords to the audience that you want to attract to your page. And over time, they will come onto your page and they will start interacting. And again, Instagram is owned by Facebook. They like intimacy. They want to see everything connecting and, you know, engaging with people, likes, comments, all that sort of good stuff. So make sure that with Instagram, you are doing it the right way. Don't ever buy followers. There's no point. Yes, you can get 10,000 people from India to follow you overnight, but they're not going to give you any properties. They're certainly not going to give you any money to buy your BRRs with. They're definitely not going to JV with you. So it's just numbers that are just pointless numbers. You know, just play. All this stuff is the sort of the long-term brand building that is going to pay huge dividends further down the line. You'll get some quick wins for it on the way, but then further down the line, you're not going to have to keep chasing the quick wins, because you're going to be building the brand, and that's what it's all about, is building your brand so that people know what you're doing. Set your story segments up. So what I mean by this is you should have 5 key areas that you focus on. So, and these are called your content buckets. And basically you're going to collect content as you're out and about. So for me, I've got my family, I've got my coaching, I've got property. What else we got? I've got, I'm testing myself now, fitness and education, I think. So I've got my kind of 5 core buckets, and everyone's buckets can be different, you know, and should be different. Everyone, basically, what are your 5 interests? Obviously, one of them should be property. I'm assuming most people here will have that as an interest. So it needs to, you know, so you need to run it like that. But 5 buckets, and then what you're going to do is, as you're on the move, out and about every day, every weekend, wherever you might be, you're taking pictures, you're shooting videos that are relevant to your 5 buckets. So you might see a post from me, I don't know, like with my kids maybe, or maybe in one of my properties, and you'll think it's today, but I could have taken that 3 weeks ago. So I take my 5 buckets, I put them into my Dropbox folder, and then my marketing team, they'll put the post around it, and they'll post it as they see fit based on our marketing planner of, you know, what we're going to, inspirational post, educational post, you know, family post, property post, whatever it might be. We've got a plan to everything. And it's about having a plan that gets the results, because then you're not sat at your desk scratching your head going, oh, fuck, I haven't got any content to post today. I haven't got a picture, so I need to run out and go and see a property. Or, you know, you're just collecting content all the time. So you become a bit of a weirdo. You take a lot of pictures of stuff, and everyone always asks you why you're taking pictures, but it's because you want to move your business forward. So, you know, as I say all the time, you know, don't be worried about what other people are thinking about what you're posting or what you're doing, you know, and if you are, you're more bothered about them than you are your bank balance. So, you know, that's a statement from Gary Vee. I'm not going to steal it from him. It was on a podcast that I listened to, and, you know, he is so true. It was on about Instagram posts and people that are ashamed of posting something for fear of a lashback and people telling them they look like this or that or they're shite or whatever, you know. And he's just basically you care about them more than you care about your bank balance. But if you're not posting, if you're not getting yourself out of obscurity, if you're not building your brand, you're never going to get the success that you want. Because type 1 in the chat if you agree with this statement: money follows attention. It's so true. You get attention, you'll get some money. You know, without attention, you're going to struggle, especially in this day's world. And like, it moves quick. You know, it really moves quick. So you've got to get some attention on yourselves. But you've also got to get the right attention. You know, you can be a dick and you can go into a Facebook group and be like, hey, I've got the best deal in the world. Who'll give me 200 grand for it? You know, I'll give you 14% APR. Here's my license number to prove that I'm legit. Like, who is going to buy into that? And if you do buy into that, then you're just asking to be scammed, you know? You're going to get people who you post value, and then when they're good and ready, they'll reach out to you. Too many people post stuff expecting a quick win. They want an instant lead from that post. That's not what good marketing is. You know, you don't see many Nike adverts that like demand that you go to the shop straight away after they've showed the trainers on, or, you know, it just doesn't happen because they've built a brand over time by offering value. You know, very few good marketing companies pitch for business. They just put content out there that's valuable. And when people are good and ready, they engage. And that's what you've got to kind of, one of the mindsets you've got to overcome. So, so Instagram is basically where you can show off. So have fun with it, show off, don't be afraid of it. You know, just show off. It's your reality TV show. The Kardashians love it, you know. They get paid like 500 grand per post. It's like ridiculous, but they just show off. So use that as a show off. LinkedIn, again, profile picture, banner setup, bio and flow page set up, add your company website. And again, maximize your connections per day. So you can go in and type landlords, estate agents, estate agent valuer. You can go and find the right people that you want to be connecting with, and you can just go connect. Again, it'll stop you after a certain amount. I think I've got like 8,000 or 9,000 people connected on my LinkedIn now. I probably know about 5 of them, but you know, they might be interested in some of the posts that we put on there, and that's what it's about, you know, and we get business from it. So that's all you're doing is just setting your profile up for your exposure, getting attention on yourself. You know, someone sees, you know, whatever, Ryan Luke, who's he, right? Okay, I'll accept them, right? They go on and then they see the banner, and the banner says, you know, Luke Holmes, and, you know, we do this, we do that, blah, 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 blah. Click here to get this. Here's my flow page, which is going to open up all these other great things. And then from that, they then get into my world, and I've got myself some attention. And there's a potential that with that attention, they're then going to give me some money in one form or another. So set up your LinkedIn page, the person behind the brand, the person behind the business. Be a bit more formal with your LinkedIn. I'm not saying get dressed up with a suit for a great photograph. Like, I wear Nike sweats all day, every day, hate suits, not into them. So, you know, it's not going to make you any more money wearing a suit, but, you know, just be whoever you are. Maybe just be a bit more professional on LinkedIn. I think it is that kind of platform. And finally, flow page. So basically, flow page is, it's a kind of like a holding page, which gives you a little bio link, which you can sit on LinkedIn. You can sit in your bio in Instagram, in your Facebook bios. And what it then does is, rather than you listing out your website, your Instagram page, your Facebook page, your whatever, you just have a flow page link that's specific to you. And within the flow page, you put segments. So again, you add your photo, you add your bio, and then you just put your segments in there. And each segment you can do different things with. So, I mean, if you jump on my flow page, you'll go to, you can download an essay management service guide. You can download a free training for 5 days. You can go to my YouTube channel. You can go to my website or one of the 3 websites. You can, I think you can WhatsApp me. Might have taken that off. There's loads of stuff you can do. The idea is just get creative. I know you can go into many of my chatbots. I'm a big fan of ManyChat and chatbots, and automating things, getting good content, getting people into my service accommodation webinars, my other webinars, getting them into the groups, building the communities, all that sort of good stuff. Because I don't know who is watching or who might be interested in any of my services, but the more people that I get eyeballs on my services, the more chance I have of getting somewhere. So another quick tip as well is when I changed my Luke Holmes logo from just the writing and put my little picture on it, I got more attention and we got more followers and we got more likes on the page, because people like to see the people behind the business. So just a little tip on that one. And again, you can just do that in Canva. You can knock it up, take a photograph of yourself and just bang it onto your logo and then put that around places. So, so that is pretty much day number 1. I want you to take action. I want you to use the 5-day challenge business setup. I'd like you to go and get yourselves all set up. I have got my team in the background is going to be flirting around a few profiles, especially those that are at the top of the challenge, to make sure they are doing this sort of stuff. And your homework assignment for today is to go into the 7-figure Property Empire group. And there is, you'll see a homework post, which will be scheduled in about 10 minutes time to hit the group. And I just want you to post a picture of your dream house in the comments section of the post. And that's fairly simple. So kind of 2 homework pieces. There's one, get yourself set up, website, email, Facebook, all the good stuff from the business setup. And then in day 1, in the group, if you just go in and post a picture of your dream house. What I will do now is I'm going to take a few questions, not loads. I don't want to sit here all night every night. I kind of want these sessions to be short and sweet so that we all can get value from it and get implementing, because ultimately implementing is the key to moving your business forward, taking the knowledge that we've learned tonight. If you can just pop in your chat, actually, what are your key takeaways so far? Everyone can just kind of pop in the chat. The link for the checklist is further up in the chat. I'll see if I can find it again. Actually, I can probably get off here. There's the link again. Brand building goes deeper than I expected. Buckets and pre-planned content. Makes you approachable and professional. The power of social media and its incredible reach. Social media, honestly, you do not need to pay. You don't need to pay your way in at the minute. You can just earn your way in, just with good content and knowing where to go, fish, how to go and fish. Take away to get yourself on all the platforms so as many people as possible see you. How to use different platforms in different ways, leverage and keep to know what a flow page is. What is the difference between, so in the questions a bit there now, utilizing more platform for advertising is interesting. Be more present on social media, build out your brand, importance of awareness, getting yourself out there. Building a personal brand through Facebook and social media in order to leverage social media for leads and business. Show your personality, how important my Facebook profile is, and that I probably need a new Facebook profile. It's not uncommon that. And I was to say, so when I made this commitment, I don't know, about 4 years ago maybe, I literally deleted my old Facebook account. I had loads of friends and loads of dickhead pictures on there and, just enjoying myself in my 20s. But, as we all do, And I just deleted a lot. Like I don't even have my wife connected to my Facebook at the minute. Because she just spends money, you know, she's not going to bring any money into my life. So, you know, so we've got to, you only want people connect. You've got to think of it as you've really got to change your mindset around social media. And I call it business media because it's not social, it's business. It's a marketing tool, and it's really, really powerful when done right. Time efficiency is key. Professional image goes a long way to legitimacy. Yep. Guys need a beard to look good. Correct. Still growing the lockdown beard from March. Maximizing those minutes between workouts is inspirational. Yeah, I mean, like everyone complains that they haven't got time, you know, and that's just that is just a way. Like you can create time into everything that you do. Even standing in Starbucks waiting for a coffee. The way, like you can run your property business from your mobile phone. And I'll go into this later in the week, but I'm like anal about it. You know, you can run your business from a phone if you get all the right apps on your phone. You know, you can be sat in Starbucks waiting for a coffee and you can be doing stuff. You can be in the queues at Tesco's. I mean, let's be honest, like we queue more than ever right now. You know, you can be in the queues rather than, you know, twiddling your thumbs. You can be doing stuff. And it's just those little bits of time all added up on the right areas that get you these huge results and ultimately get you these, you know, 5 properties, 10 properties, 50 properties, whatever it is, you know, and it scales quick. So, right, I'm going to quickly dive into a couple of questions before we sign off, and then you can all go and take some action. Did see your same flow page? Do you mean about? No, flow page is just Google flowpage.com, I think it is, and it'll come up. It's a total different website. It's free, by the way, for most of the stuff. And if you want the statistics, you got to pay for it. But if you don't want the stats, it's free, so you can add all your links in there. I can only seem to access the workbook challenge of the link and not the checklist. There's the checklist. Oh no, that's gone there. That seems to be sent to Ryan. 2 seconds, everyone. There we go. Can everyone see that? So that's the checklist if you didn't get it before. Superb. Okay, that is it. Everyone happy? Good session? Happy days. Cool. I will see you tomorrow, same time, 6 o'clock. Don't forget, if you don't do your homework, you can't win the mentorship. Get involved in the group, live videos, feedback, what you've learned, key takeaways, all that good stuff. Ping them into the 7-Figure Property Empire group. Collect your credibility points with me. And have an awesome night, everyone. Get after your challenge, and I shall see you tomorrow.